If you're a fan of beach driving, then you should know that changes to the cost of a beach pass are on the horizon. Hello and welcome to Volusia Magazine. I'm Amber Patterson. On today's show, we'll take a look at those changes to the beach driving passes. Then we'll learn about the future of fire and rescue response services for unincorporated or non-city county residents. We'll see how Daytona Beach International Airport is working to improve concession services for the comfort of the traveling public. Community Health Matters reporter Stephanie Strong brings us some sobering information about the topic of human trafficking. Then Volusia Here and Now reporter Kendra Lee will bring us a look at a local attraction to sweeten things up. And finally, Volusia County Library Services Director Lucinda Colee joins Community Information Director Dave Byron in the studio. Those segments, news, and more coming right up on Volusia Magazine. Stay tuned. Volusia County will host a series of public meetings to get residents' views on a recommendation to increase the property tax paid by unincorporated or non-city county residents for the county's delivery of fire rescue response, or if they want to cut services, including closing up to 4 fire stations. Despite cost-cutting measures, which have included a reduction in staff and the closure of 2 fire stations, the county has been using fire fund reserves to balance Volusia County Fire Services budget since 2010. The county funds the fire rescue budget with property taxes levied in unincorporated Volusia County. Because the county provides these services only in the unincorporated Volusia area, the county's general tax fund cannot be used for this purpose. To prevent continued shortfalls, County Manager Jim Deneen has recommended the Volusia County Council increase the fire tax rate by 45 cents, from $3.63 to $4.08 per $1,000 of taxable value. The proposed rate would generate an additional $2.5 million in revenue.
For a number of years, the council did not want to increase taxes, especially during the big downturn in the economy. And unfortunately, because of the reduction in value and the double homestead exemption, the taxes that we do get for providing fire services in the unincorporated area, and that's the only place we provide them, those services are based on only one source of money, and that really is the ad valorem tax in the unincorporated area. And that tax base has declined significantly. Today, people are paying less tax on an average house than they did 10 years ago. The problem is that even with reductions in the service, and we went from 203 people, we were actually scheduled at one time to have 230 people in fire, down to 167. And we made a bunch of other changes to try and keep our costs down as low as we could. With that, because the values have been so low and the taxes are so low, we've had to constantly, in addition to cutting costs, use precious reserves to balance the fund. The council was willing to do that until this upcoming year. And we have now run out of the reserve funds that would be available to use to offset the deficit spending that we have. And now we have to look at, and this is what the council wants to do, a decision to raise taxes.
Volusia County Fire Services serves 49,000 homes in unincorporated areas and the municipalities of Lake Helen, Oak Hill, and Pearson. 20 stations cover about 980 square miles. In fiscal year 2014-15, county firefighters responded to 455 fires, 3,894 rescue calls, and 11,177 medical calls. County Council members and Volusia Fire Services officials will accept public comments during 7 scheduled meetings in February and in March. For a list of those meetings, you can visit volusia.org and click on the front page icon. It now costs an additional $5 to drive on Volusia beaches. A new fee schedule for vehicle access to Volusia beaches went up February 1st. The new fees are $10 for daily pass, $25 for a county resident annual pass, and $100 for a non-resident annual pass. A daily pass will allow the purchaser to re-enter the beach once without additional charge. The fees will be collected year-round, but county residents will continue to have free access in December and January. The daily fees at Lighthouse Point Park in Ponce Inlet and Smyrna Dunes Park in New Smyrna Beach now cost $10. The annual park pass will remain at $20. To simplify the new fee structure, super passes and twilight passes have been eliminated.
We have some of the busiest beaches in the region, and it's not inexpensive to operate a lifeguarding force, law enforcement agency such as the Beach Safety Ocean Rescue Division, or to collect the garbage daily on the beaches throughout the season. The beaches are busier every year in both the off-beach parking areas and the on-the-beach driving areas. We've built a number of off-beach parking facilities, and we continue to develop more, and it takes money and time and equipment and people to maintain and operate those facilities and keep them at the level that we feel the beach-going public demands.
Beach vehicle access fee revenues currently bring in $2.6 million a year. It's expected that revenues will increase to $4.2 million. This will reduce the burden on the county's general fund. According to county officials, $2 of each daily pass will go toward beach-related capital projects. County staff are exploring the feasibility of accepting debit and credit cards at beach ramps. Travelers can look forward to new restaurants, coffee shops, and sports lounges when they travel Daytona Beach International Airport. New restaurants are open at the Volusia County Run Airport, which contracted with Faber, Co. & Gregg, a long-established retail, food, and beverage concession provider based in Secaucus, New Jersey. This company is in the final stages of a complete renovation and expansion of food and beverage facilities in the passenger terminal. Faber is investing approximately $800,000 in capital improvement, which include the Java Moon Cafe, Sugar Moon Cafe, and the Junction Daytona. Java Moon Cafe is on the second floor of the pre-boarding area and serves fresh salads, soups, and sandwiches. The Sugar Mill Cafe is in the concourse and offers passengers made-to-order sandwiches, pizzas, soups, and other items. Steve Cook, Business Development Director at the airport, said the renovations and new menu options and higher food quality have enhanced the customer experience for travelers at the Daytona Beach Airport.
Well, I think it's very convenient. What's happened in airport restaurants over the last 20 years is people want to bring food onto the aircraft. It's a lot of grab and go where it used to be more formal dining. And Faber, Co. & Gregg is set up to do that. They provide sandwiches, they provide all kinds of venues that you basically, it's very, very quick and very, very easy for passengers, and it tastes great. So you can get a cup of coffee, you can get hot chocolate, you can get alcoholic beverages, you can get all of those things there. And they're well placed, good presentation. I think you'll agree that it's great. It's a great improvement here at Daytona Beach International Airport.
Daytona Beach International Airport also has a full-service banquet facility and conference area for on-site business meetings with full-scale catering under the Faber contract. The 3,000 square foot Volusia room is on the second level of the main terminal, and it features a 1,300 square foot pre-function area. It's ideal for greeting arrivals and for socializing. The south end is enclosed by floor-to-ceiling windows. It provides stunning views of the airfield and arriving and departing passenger jets. The room can accommodate 150 people for banquets and 200 people theater style. The Volusia room is equipped with complete audio-visual capabilities. For more information, you can visit flydaytonafirst.com.
Volusia County Chair Jason Davis. You know, American veterans deserve our deepest respect, and Volusia County is dedicated to helping our local veterans obtain the benefits they're entitled to. Our veteran service counselors have helped veterans receive more than $173 million in compensation and pension benefits each year, along with $1.3 billion in home loans. Volusia County has veteran service offices in DeLand, Orange City, Daytona Beach, and New Smyrna Beach. For more information, please call 386-740-5102 or visit volusia.org/veterans.
Have a sweet tooth and you just can't get enough? Well, Here and Now reporter Kendra Lee will take us behind the scenes of the makings of some chocolatey treats right here in Volusia County.
Volusia County is the home to beautiful parks, world-class art culture, and miles of beautiful beaches, but it's also covered in chocolate. Angel and Phelps Chocolate Factory in Daytona Beach and Pat and Tony's Chocolate and Sweet Things in DeLand both offer delicious, freshly made chocolate treats.
It's just our peanut butter fudge rolled up in a ball and dipped in milk chocolate, so you'd probably like that as well.
Pat and Tony's Chocolate and Sweet Things has been in business for 6 years, offering retro candies and other sweets. The owners recently relocated and expanded the business, and now have made a name for themselves with their chocolates.
Our chocolate is of Belgian quality, and we make 98% of all the chocolate in the case, and we make all of our fudge here. So it really is a very hands-on operation.
Most of the time when you're getting a candy bar and stuff, you're buying off the shelf or something, you're getting a chocolate that's mixed with a lot of wax in it. So our particular chocolate's a higher end chocolate, so the cocoa count is higher, there's no wax in some of it, and the quality is just better, just a smoother chocolate. I use a very good quality chocolate. My dark chocolate runs about 70%. Right now I'm using a French chocolate, but most of it is a Belgian chocolate. Most of it is Belgian.
Candy, chocolate, candy, chocolate? I have no idea which one to choose. Volusia County's got you covered all the way from the west to the east side for candy and for chocolate. Angel and Phelps of Daytona Beach still holds on to their old-fashioned virtues of homemade quality chocolate, having been in business since 1925.
What makes us unique is that people can come in and buy and pick out their own kind, especially dark chocolates that some people can't get in other places, they can get here. Some of our most popular items, though, is the chocolate molded items that we make, all kinds of unique shapes, especially when they say Daytona Beach, handwritten on the particular mold.
Yeah, we have our coconut haystacks, our nuts, the champagne truffles, our big whites, something for everyone. There's something that can appeal to everyone.
Both chocolate shops offer unique treats, including chocolate-covered potato chips, chocolate-covered Twinkies, and even chocolate truffles with lavender and hibiscus.
Well, the lavender truffle we make with fresh lavender leaves. I do make them. We just made another one with hibiscus, which was different, good. You know, it's not for everybody, but there are certainly many people who really do enjoy it. It doesn't last long once I make it. And like I said, you know, seasonal items, we'll make a pumpkin truffle during Thanksgiving. We'll make a peppermint candy, you know, truffle during the holidays for Christmas and stuff. And I'm sure we'll have some kind of cinnamon for Valentine's Day. Yeah, we try to make different things.
And with Valentine's Day just around the corner, don't miss a chance to treat your sweetie with some specialty chocolates from these gourmet candy shops in Daytona Beach and DeLand. For Volusia Here and Now, I'm Kendra Lee.
The Florida Department of Health continues to work on its efforts to bring awareness to the problem of human trafficking. It's estimated that more than 20 million men, women, and children around the world are victims of human trafficking. Statistics rank Florida as the third highest trafficking destination in the country, with half of all trafficking victims under the age of 18. Community Health Matters reporter Stephanie Strong has details in this segment.
We're working with what we have, and I was like, what do we have? And she's like, your body.
I didn't know about sex trafficking until I was in the middle of it.
After a while, you just kind of get used to it. Like, everything that goes around just doesn't seem out of ordinary to you.
We really believed that she was getting ready to be sold.
Human trafficking is a form of modern-day slavery from which traffickers profit from the control and exploitation of others.
Well, just the title in and of itself, human trafficking, or another way it's been expressed is modern-day slavery, it really opens your eyes immediately and catches your attention. And so I think it lets you know that this is modern-day slavery going on right underneath our noses in our community.
Victims of trafficking may experience a host of health-related problems and are at high risk of injury, illness, and even death from the circumstances of their forced treatment and bondage.
They estimate over 20 million people are being human trafficked over our globe. And so it's our community, and part of it is a responsibility, a social responsibility. And because human trafficking has to be addressed, it's very complex.
Chosen, a sex trafficking prevention video and resource package for youth, tells the shocking true story of two all-American teenage girls tricked into trafficking. 18-year-old Brianna was an honor roll student, cheerleader, and worked at a local cafe. 13-year-old Lacey was an active member of her youth group and a volunteer in her community. Both were manipulated, both were exploited, both were chosen.
Brianna comes from a small town, was an A student, did everything you hoped your daughter would do.
My dreams were to become a nurse. While I was in high school, I had found a waitressing job.
I love school, I love being around my friends, and my science class was like my big thing.
These traffickers or pimps, they pretend to be an older boyfriend, and these young girls actually fall in love with these guys and believe that this guy loves them back.
He was like 24, he played football at a university. He had bought me some designer jeans and things.
Go to like movies and malls, trips, stuff like that. He bought me a dress and some jewelry because like I didn't really have stuff like that.
Members of One Voice for Volusia watched the chosen video by Shared Hope International and came away with a deeper concern for the issue and ways to help.
We wanted to let our community know that this is just one avenue that people are able to make a lot of money off of our young people who are very vulnerable. And these girls that were in the chosen video are not just homeless girls or girls where these were college bound in youth groups, but they were chosen with certain characteristics and really cultivated. And so we wanted to make our community aware that this is going on everywhere.
He kept saying that he needed money. So I was like, you know, I'll help you or whatever.
I made a choice that night, but I found out that they actually had chosen me.
The Florida Department of Health is committed to working with state and local partners, community organizations, and all Floridians to eliminate human trafficking. For Volusia Magazine, I'm Stephanie Strong, Public Information Officer for the Florida Department of Health in Volusia County.
If you have any questions about this or any other health-related issues, you can always log on to volusiahealth.com. Time now to head into the studio to join Community Information Director Dave Byron and his guest, Volusia County Library Services Director Lucinda Colee.
Well, thanks, Amber, and hi, everyone. Technology plays a very large role in the county's delivery of library services. With smartphones and tablets and other electronic devices so common today, access to the county's library is virtually at the fingertips of library patrons. And in response to the changes in the way people communicate today, the Volusia County Library System is seeking to stay ahead of the rapidly changing world of technology. Technology in our libraries is our subject today, and our guest in the studio is our Library Services Director, Lucinda Colee. How you doing today, Lucinda?
I'm great, thank you.
Hey, thanks for being with us. Hey, for those people that are not familiar with the county's library system, and it is a system countywide, give us kind of a description of the county's library system.
Well, we have 6 regional libraries in our major cities, and those range in size from 25,000 to 50,000 square feet. And then we have 2 full-service community branches, one in DeBary, one in Edgewater. And then we have smaller branches in our smaller communities for a total of 13 branches.
And funded by Volusia County government. It is a county-wide service in nature, so as I understand it, your budget is, funded with a county-wide tax rate.
Yeah, it's a dedicated tax fund.
Because, of course, back in the days before charter government, the libraries were run by the cities, and this was a service the forefathers back then thought made sense to have it be under the umbrella of county government and be a county-wide service in nature.
You absolutely can provide more services to more people, by having a county-wide service. We have a courier system. We move materials around every day of the week. And so if something, you're in Oak Hill and you want a book that's in Pearson, our courier system can bring that item to you.
Lucinda, you're a professional, educated, trained library director, been doing this for a long time. As you look at today's libraries and you look at the changes that are taking place in communications and whatever, I mean, it certainly must have changed greatly just in the time you've been in the library business.
Well, when I came to Volusia County...
Not that you're old,
yeah,
of course.
not that I'm old. When I came to Volusia County, we were just in the process of moving our collection to an online circulation system.
Right.
So, yeah, we've come a long ways. It's very exciting. It's always changing. Technology really enhances the service that we're able to deliver to the residents, and it's always exciting, like I said, but it's always a challenge too.
Let's talk about technology. It seems in the last 5, 6, 7, I don't know, years, I mean, it's just been an explosion of technology, devices, communication tools, and so forth. And of course, today's library user doesn't even have to leave their home.
No, they don't. We added over 17,000 new library card holders in the past year, and a lot of those are virtual users.
Right.
They're using all of the online resources that are available. We buy a book in print format. If it's available as an e-book, electronic book, or downloadable audiobook, we're buying it in that format as well. Right. So we're serving the traditional library user, but also those that have the device, whether that's their smartphone, a tablet, their home computer.
Let's cover some of the technology type services that are available in the library, because there's a vast array of things that you can do with the technology you have.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, we have and have had for a long time a variety of databases for information where you can download information or you can read it online. But in the last few years, we've really added to our electronic book collection. We have a couple of different vendors that we buy from so that we can get a variety of fiction as well as nonfiction, and try to have a well-rounded collection of the types of materials that our residents are looking for. Music has really exploded, and we're buying fewer and fewer CDs to go into our collection. We have a service where you can download an album or check it out for 2 weeks and listen to it, and then it automatically returns. We have another service where you can either download up to 5 titles a week, or you can stream and set up playlists and stream 24 hours a day. So you can listen to music from that service with your library card free of charge, rather than paying for one of the pay services that are available.
In terms of the materials themselves, is it cheaper to get electronic materials, or is it more expensive, or the same?
For libraries, it's more expensive.
More expensive?
More expensive. If you were to go on one of the pay services and download an ebook for yourself personally, it can be pretty cheap. But for libraries, the cost is more. But then we're getting it out to more people too. It checks out. Some of our services have simultaneous checkout where 100 people can have the same item checked out, or some of our services are like a traditional book where there's one checkout per item. When it gets returned, somebody else can check it out. But they tend to be more expensive for libraries.
Right. Well, one of the things that seems daunting to me is the fact that this technology stuff changes so fast that you and your folks have to try to predict where this technology is going. There's only so many dollars to go around. I mean, how do you go about trying to stay up with all of this technology?
Well, we do. We spend a lot of time, of course, reading the journals. There are a lot of library blogs and online services available that we can try to track the trends. We spend, a lot of time talking with other libraries, what they're doing, what they're adding to their collections. We keep our eyes and ears open so we can see what's going on, around us and throughout the country, really. My staff is really good about finding what's out there. We tend to, in Volusia County, we put together, small committees where we ask them to review the resources. We do a lot of demos where we have the item for a short period of time. So we try to really do a good job of researching before we actually enter into a subscription with one of the vendors.
And of course, technology is a tool for organizations such as yours to manage more efficiently. And I know you're always looking at technology changes, maybe to do the same job with fewer people or fewer dollars or that sort of thing. Where do you think, from that perspective, technology is taking the library system?
Well, I think self-service.
Yeah.
We're looking at adding, hopefully in the next year, some self-checkout, self-check-in, and that will be very helpful. We know that self-service works just because of our 4 lending machines that we have outside 4 of our locations, where materials are available 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. That circulation increased from about 22,000 the year before to over 93,000 items.
Wow.
So people are willing to help themselves. So I think some of the self-check and self-check-in is really going to help us to streamline our operation, and I see that in our near future.
And for information about the libraries, where do they get more information?
VolusiaLibrary.org.
Our guest today, Lucinda Colee. She is the Library Director for Volusia County. Lucinda, thanks for being with us today.
Thanks for having me.
And with that, Amber, we'll go back to you.
Thanks, Dave, and thank you for watching Volusia Magazine. If you have any questions about the show, you can feel free to give us a call at any of the numbers you see listed here, or you can log on to volusia.org and click on the News tab at the top of the screen to find us. Incidentally, you can find the County Council's meeting calendar there too. In fact, you can use volusia.org to find out about meeting dates, workshops, topics of interest, activities, and how you can become involved. And we hope you won't forget to listen to Volusia Today. That's Volusia County Government's weekly radio public broadcast. Volusia Today airs every Tuesday and Sunday mornings on the local radio stations you see on your screen. For Volusia Magazine, I'm Amber Patterson. Have a wonderful evening.